If approached on it, I'd likely admit to being a self-proclaimed basketball know-it-all, specifically having followed Milwaukee Bucks for most of my life, before even playing the sport itself. I'd grown up around Milwaukee, went to numerous Bucks games, and even had gotten a signed jersey from O.J. Mayo. When my family and I had moved to Virginia, it would take a while for me to find a friend group, but luckily for me, I managed to connect with some of the kids, talking with them about basketball. I started to play basketball in the VABA organization, an organization that brought together kids from the schools in my district to compete in basketball games. I played in it for a very long time, usually being one of the better players on my team, but I never managed to win the championship in any one season. This ultimately meaningless championship had eluded me in 2 straight finals appearances, both of which down-to-the-wire finishes. It'd be early into my sophomore year where me and a friend who I played with on one of our teams, and we'll go by George for this, formed an idea while goofing off in AP World History. In VAVA, it was possible to recruit players together onto one team, and so we thought it'd be interesting if we collected some of our friends, good and bad at basketball, to make our own team, to finally break the championship curse that I'd long upheld. We recruited diligently, some kids joining without us knowing, but nevertheless, our team was built, and by some stroke of luck, we were given the official name of the Charlotsville Bucks, which we would then go as the Charlottesville Milwaukee Bucks. Playing with the goofy exterior premise of this whole idea, we created an Instagram account that would showcase every game in a recap post. It started as a side piece for our team, but it quickly became more central once our first post reached 300,000 views, and over 400 random people just chose to follow us. From that moment on, everyone chose to take the team more seriously, including me. We created lineups, developed plays, and I'd even get my dad to become the head coach, simply to help out. We went through the regular season, winning most of our games, only losing twice against the Bob equivalent of the 2018 Cavaliers and the Pacers, who only really had one elite player. Before the playoffs, in the last game of the regular season, it would end up being my birthday. Once the game had finished, my mom had brought donuts for everyone. The donut offering caught many of my teammates by surprise, but it was there where my teammates would each get one donut, thank my mom, and would wish me a happy birthday. I had a little moment of clarity that I hadn't expected. A simple happy birthday from each and every one of them really changed how I felt about the team as a whole. I stopped going around saying I wanted to win just so I could end my drought, but it was where I'd start saying I wanted to win just so I could see each and every one of my teammates excited. The playoffs were here, and due to our 2 losses, we had no first round bye, meaning that we would have to go through 2 other teams before we could make it to the finals. Our first game was light work, usually dispensing with a team that consisted of only freshmen. Our second match was a little bit more challenging, near losing after having a 10-point lead going into the 4th quarter against a team that included a few of my former teammates. Nevertheless, we found ourselves in the finals against, unsurprisingly, the Pacers. The court we played on was exemplified by the speakers that went on throughout the game, along with a very rowdy crowd that coupled together to create an electrifying atmosphere for what was just rec basketball. Fast forward through the game and into overtime after one of our best players went 1 for 2 from the line to tie in regulation. The intensity was building. With a minute left in overtime and the ball in my hands,
James catches, puts up a 3, won't go, rebound Bosch, back out to Allen, his 3-pointer.
I painstakingly run back to defense in a world of frustration, forgetting my solemn oath to play for my team more than myself. The game would be sealed after a questionable and 1 call, which led to one of our best players asking if a ref was paid off, getting promptly ejected from the game, and before we knew it, we were down 6 with no time remaining. As I watched those technical free throws end our season, and my chances at ending the drought, George would come up to me. "Don't worry about it, man. You still had a great game." I thought in this line as we posed for our celebratory 2nd place group photo, processing to what it really meant to me. This whole season, this whole team, it was the closest that I felt to feeling satisfied in quite some time. It sounds ridiculous, but it really meant the world to me that so many people that I'd befriended were willing to do this with me, and it made me get a feeling of pridefulness and a feeling of triumph. It was disappointing to never see myself hoist a VAVA championship, but had I won, I don't believe I would have appreciated everything that had come before in the way that I had, by completely breaking the last 2 shots.
That's an airball.
But that's okay. We all know you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. But I found out you also don't always need to make 100% of the shots you take.